All right, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
This is Justin Enquist.
And Alicia Enquist.
This is the Justin and Alicia show, and we just wanted to get with you this Monday night, and finally got the kids to bed, kind of chilling in our living room here.
And yes,
We cheated.
before Thanksgiving, we've never done
In
this.
case you thought you missed it, no, we haven't had Thanksgiving yet, so it's still coming. We just wanted to even have more things to be thankful for and grateful for.
That's right.
Christmas. We just love the festivities and the season and the lights, so it's
And we had time this weekend. And the next couple weekends are going to be busy, so
So, anyways, yeah, we did
it.
We're enjoying our Christmas tree in our living room here, but we wanted to kind of just get with you and have a quick chat, kind of conversation as we're all kind of gearing up for 2020 coming, this new year, and we're moving into the holiday season here.
Thanksgiving.
And a lot of people, are all talking about wanting to finish our goals or our plans or whatever we're trying to do this year, and of course finishing strong. And so that's what we want to talk about. The ultimate test of strength. How strong are you? That's something that we're all, especially us guys. Now a lot of gals are even getting in the picture,
Ooh, yeah.
wanting to test their strength to see how strong. But the kind of strength that we're talking about is, of course, being Vital 7 coaches. We definitely like to focus on all the 7 important areas of life, which your physical is one. But the principles of working your physical work in every aspect. And so what I'm particularly interested in is how's your strength of mind, of mindset? What's your mental strength? This is, life is such a mental game. Mm-hmm. It's just amazing to me how much mental life is. Physical is part of it, but basically it all starts in here. Mm-hmm. And how you can learn to control this or build this or grow this muscle is going to determine how strong you are going to be in life, in every other area of your life. Mm-hmm. You can be this big, freaking strong beast and stuff, and still be a coward, and still run, and still not be able to do anything, not be able to make any progress in life, have bad relationships, whatever. Because it's not all just brute and bronze and muscle. They say the strong takes it from the weak, and the smart takes it from the strong. Mm-hmm. There's power in the strength of your mind, your mental capacity, your brain. So what is a quick test to see how strong you are? How have you grown this year? Think about it. This is one thing I have been contemplating and mentally thinking about for a while. And, I came up with a pretty simple test. And it's so simple that, so many times we just overlook it and we don't take it serious. And that's also something that I've found is the case for successful entrepreneurs, businessmen and women, successful relationships, is they don't devalue the simple things. Mm-hmm. And they don't overlook the small, simple things, and they don't just wait for the big things. Mm-hmm. And that right there kind of gives you a little sign or a little hint what we're talking about. So basically, should I spill the beans?
Please.
Okay, so basically, the way you can tell how mentally strong you are is if you're willing to do what you know you need to do at the worst possible time ever, when it's the hardest to do. And that's something I've been contemplating a lot because, I try it all the time. It's been a whole journey, especially the last 2 years in particular, as I've really been working on mindset and personal growth and development. The whole concept of how do I maintain good habits? How do I start things and actually follow through on them? And one little pattern that I've noticed is that when I wait for the perfect opportunity, for the best time, when I'm all set, when life circumstances are set, when it fits in my schedule the best, when I can really get my full attention to do the extra things that I know I need to do, like working out or journaling or networking or having a date night with my wife, or meditating or dieting. That I find that for one, it's very rare that actually happens. Right. That the best time comes, so the perfect opportunity comes. And secondly, I find that I don't maintain it. I don't keep doing it because I started out in the perfect, the best potential time for me to actually do it and accomplish it and do it. And so, of course, when things get rough, I'm not ready for that. I'm not mentally prepared for that. And so what I've been seeing and been trying to challenge myself in and start trying to do is make a list of the things I know I need to do you know, and then wait till the worst time possible that is most inconvenient when I feel like doing it the least, and that's when I decide to do it and start doing it.
Start it then.
And the mental picture that I had come to my mind was the whole idea of going to the gym and working out and lifting weights, right? You're lifting weights. And, you know, the weights are basically a resistance. It's putting yourself in a resistant circumstance, or in a negative circumstance, or it's putting yourself in a place where everything in your circumstances around you is fighting against you, putting your arms in the air. You know, that's all it is. When you go lift weights, it's just you're wanting to push your arms one way, and you're adding resistance or hindrance or trouble or circumstances that are trying to stop you from doing that. And as you push against it, guess what? You're building muscle. But it's only as you push against that resistance and that hindrance that you're actually building muscle. And thus, it builds the confidence that you can actually move your arms with that amount of weight. And so then when you get to a certain level where you can actually do it, guess what? You don't want to stop there. You want to then add more weight, bigger weights. Because the whole idea is to build muscle. And the only way to build muscle is to do what you need to do, go in the direction you need to go with resistance. So if you wait for the opportunity in your life when there's the least resistance to do the things you know you're supposed to do, then guess what? You are not going to get any stronger. You're going to stay weak. And in fact, you're going to train yourself mentally to only do things you need to do when it's easy and when you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And you're not going to keep going. That's a big part of why we quit.
And so that's something, I mean, it's a tough lesson. That's why for me, as I've been focusing on this, I've been like, oh my God, look at all the things I've struggled with doing and maintaining. And I'm like, what do I need to do to try to stop this? And so the answer I come up with is start doing it now when I don't feel like doing it. And so, like, for example, you know, a lot of people wait for the New Year's resolutions to start their goals, start their workouts, start their dieting, start whatever they're supposed to do. But that's easy because you've been through the holidays, you're fat, you know you need to, and you know you feel like actually getting out and doing something, moving. And so that's when everyone else is doing it. You know, the holidays are past, the New Year started, so it's like, okay, focus on the New Year. So everyone gets out there, and guess what? A couple of days, a week maybe, and then boom, it gets hard, and then they stop and wait for next year.
I was going to say, what's the big joke? Like, you know, January 15th, people are like, well, who's keeping up with their New Year's resolutions? Like 2 weeks later. Maybe a month at most, but...
And so what's the answer? So how many people are right now in the thick of the holidays, getting ready for Thanksgiving? How many are they willing to start their New Year's resolutions now? When no one else is doing it, when they're the only ones doing it.
When it's the hardest.
When it's the hardest to do it, the least you feel like just kicking back and doing nothing. But guess what? That's the time that you're actually going to start building some muscle. And then guess what? When you come to New Year's Eve or the New Year's Day, you're already doing it. It's not like you're anything new. And then you're going to even build more momentum from what you've already gained. And then when you get to January 15th or January 30th, you're going to then push on through that, you know, because you're building muscle memory, you're building habits in your mind. Mm-hmm. But the only way that you're going to be able to achieve long, sustainable, lasting habits is to do it when it's hard and embrace the hard. Mm-hmm. And so that's a principle in life, period, though, that we've been looking at in so many different areas of life, not just in your mind. Well, it is in your mind, but not just having to do with you personally or just, you know, working out or your health, but in your relationships. Mm-hmm. It's even today, I was hearing about someone I know that, you know, has a great little family, you know, has looked like a good marriage, and we hear now that they're being divorced, and it's so sad to see this epidemic of divorce. And I'm not, you know, here to say that, you know, divorce is, you know, it's between you and whatever your circumstances. I'm not a one size fits all type person, but I do think there are some principles. There's guidelines from God's Word. And there's also the whole principle that the problem that we see in our culture and society is that most of what we do is determined upon our feelings. And there's some things in life that you just do not make decisions based off feelings. Mm-hmm. You have to base it off fact, truth, commitment, and you have to, you know, your word has to be worth something. And that's the thing I struggle with. Right. And I mean, in my construction business, my subs and people I work with, my vendors, it's becoming harder and harder to actually count on their word. They can look you straight in the face, they can shake your hand, they can send you a text, an email. Even it's a 50-50 chance whether they're actually going to follow through and be there and be done. I mean, it's sad. I've seen this seem like it's getting worse and worse and worse even this year. When it comes to people's word, it means less and less and less. And that's what I believe, that we're in the easy mentality culture, where we want fast food, we want quick TV, we want Amazon Prime, we want everything fast. We want everything instant. We don't want anything hard. We run from hard. And so we have technology that takes away the hard. We have cars, we have nice houses, we have heat. Very few of us have to rough it and do anything that actually pushes us beyond, what we like, or beyond our pain, or whatever, because of any discomfort. And so the same thing in our relationships. And so I guess a good test to see if you really love somebody, for example, when it comes to marriage, is I'm looking at all the marriages falling apart these days and divorce. And we're not talking about like extremely abusive situations where they're physically damaging their lives and someone's going to die. We're talking about just whatever. They're just disagreeing, or different interests all of a sudden, or they don't like the way that person looks anymore, or they just don't have a feeling for each other, or they just don't love you anymore. I mean, so I'm thinking, maybe it should be, a test to see if you really love someone, is that you shouldn't engage to someone or give them the ring or whatever when look their best, when you're in the perfect, storybook setting, or when, you're feeling all lovey-dovey. Maybe you should wait to really see if you love someone, if they're the one for you for life, and wait until they're being annoying, and wait till you don't really have a feeling for that person, wait till you're pissed at that person, and then see, are you willing to actually give them a ring or commit to them? I mean, that right there would prove that you love them, that your love is true love. It's not going to be fickle based on your feelings. But you see, it's an epidemic in every area, every aspect of life. And so honestly, that's a strength test. Are you willing to do what's right when it's hard? Are you willing to act now when it's hard? I have coaching clients that come to me and say, I want to be coached. I want to be coached by you. And I say, and I purposely, honestly give hurdles. I purposely charge money, okay? Yes, I like making money, but that's not the ultimate reason why, because I pay big money for coaching and stuff. And when I do that, it's a hurdle. It's a commitment that I'm willing to make that helps me to follow through. And so I give hurdles. I charge money. I also give paperwork. There's a long application there you have to fill out. Because, if the people I work with are not willing to do that, then there's no way they're going to follow through with what we're needing to do. There's nothing. And so, if you don't give hurdles, then you proves right there whether they're willing to push against the resistance if they really want to grow. Yeah, they can struggle. They can ask for help. And they can take some time if they want, as long as they do it. But if they give up and don't do it, then it shows that they're not committed. They don't have what it takes yet, or they don't value it enough. And it's not what they don't want it bad enough.
Exactly.
And so, anyway, any thoughts on that?
Well, and we've been talking a lot. Sometimes you get surprised by the hardness of life, and it seems like everything's a struggle or whatever. But that's part of life too. And so just, getting stronger mentally, assuming, planning that life there's going to be bumps, in marriage, there's going to be bumps. It's not all going to be a bed of roses,
Right.
Working out, it gets harder. If you're building muscle, you don't not only go in and, have this amount of weight that you're going to lift. Guess what? Next time you go in, you're probably going to add a little bit more to it. It's going to be even harder. And guess what? A month down the road, when you're still doing it, it's going to be a little bit harder than that. It's just, and so, I don't know, that has been a different mindset for us recently as, we're in the construction business. Yeah, there's going to be trials. There's going to be jobs that don't turn out picture perfect, and we have to work with subs and, whatever it is. And so just preparing even in that way mentally that there's gonna be tough things. And so, get over it and learn to deal with the tough. Learn to overcome the hard and push through it and expect it, trips. We always think, oh,
That's
we'll
a
get
big
away. And we're going to have a great vacation. Guess what? I don't know if we've ever left on a trip without, like, hours before we leave, somebody gets deathly ill, or a
Work
job
situation
falls
comes
apart,
up, or a money thing happens.
Something.
Or a
car
dog runs
breaks down.
away or
Dog.
something.
I mean, it's crazy. And there's been so many times we've looked at each other and just been like, this is the worst time possible. And then we look at each other and say, that's why we need to go. Like, that's why we're going.
Yeah.
Marriage. We've had our fair share of with each other, but we are committed to each other. And we push through those hard times and know that they're coming. And there's a certain amount of just embracing the hard too. That this is good. This is what's going to take us to the next level. This is what's going to grow us. This is what's going to deepen our relationship. This is what's going to build our muscles or grow our business or whatever. Is those hard, tough kind of things.
Right.
So all of it's just a different mindset. And then can I share from yesterday?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're really appreciating the church that we've been going to. If you're in Roanoke and you're looking for a church, we would welcome you any Sunday to come visit with us. We'll save some spots in our row for you. But anyway, yesterday...
Tell where we're going.
Oh, GCC, sorry. Grace Covenant Church.
Roanoke.
Just really appreciate Pastor Chris and the worship team and all the pastors there and everything. But yesterday, he was talking about, after the worship time, he got up, and this was before the sermon, just talking about Isaiah 40 and the verses about waiting on the Lord. And I know I've had this picture of waiting on the Lord being just sitting there and waiting for that perfect time.
Perfect opportunity.
That perfect,
God to open the door.
It's just going to be easy. It's going to be this, he's going to make it so clear, and I'm just going to walk into it, and he's just going to make it happen. But think about the rest of those verses. It's but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not grow weary. It's not that God's making them run. It's not that he's doing it for them. It's not that he's making it easy. It's, it's as we're doing life, as we're going through the hard things, as we're running. I mean,
pushing through the resistance, whether
right.
You're not
They
seeing
shall run and not grow
evidence of
weary.
it.
They shall walk and not faint. And he's just talking about, waiting on the Lord is as you're going through life, as you're going through these hard things, waiting on him. Lord, I trust you. I'm waiting to see you work here, but I'm walking, I'm running, I'm, whatever. And then he was talking about the wings as eagles, and how, you're still flying, but he's, it's getting that bigger perspective. Sometimes we get so caught in the hardness and the struggle and the pain of it. And sometimes we need a bigger perspective, to get out of that situation, just look at it from a higher perspective. Mm-hmm. And that's what God does as we're waiting on him. He gives us that higher perspective. He gives us the strength to keep going. He enables us to push through and do the hard things. It's not the removal of those hard things. So anyway, that was just a really cool meditation from yesterday that I've just been continuing on through today. It's just, and it fit perfect with this. Just, that whole idea, just there's going to be struggles. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, when the tough, what does it say? When the going gets tough, the tough gets going.
Right.
And so, the whole, whether it's in the spiritual realm of waiting on the Lord, God's form of waiting is you running, you walking, you moving, you going against the resistance. Mm-hmm. And then when he'll give you the big break, your muscles will show up. Mm-hmm. You'll conquer a new level or whatever it is. All of a sudden, wow, but in order to experience that, you have to be doing what you're supposed to do when it's the worst time possible, when it's the worst time, feeling, you don't have the feeling to do it. And so that's kind of the message in every area of life. If you want to be successful, you got to do what everyone else is not willing to do. Mm-hmm. And when everyone else is not willing to do it. And embrace the resistance, whether in your mind, when you least feel like doing something, that's when if you can do that, every time you actually do that, that compounds upon itself. That's what builds your strength. And that's what gives you strength of mindset, strength of character, strength of integrity, is when you're willing to do what you know you need to do when you least feel like doing it. Mm-hmm. And so that's the test of strength in your mind right now. So what do you know you need to be doing right now? What have you told yourself all year you're going to do? What have you told yourself right now that you told yourself you're going to do in the beginning of this year, or this year's resolutions, that now you've also told yourself, you know what, I'm going to wait till next year's resolutions and I'll do that. Let me challenge you right now to go ahead and bite the bullet, and even if it's tonight, do it. Right now, do it.
Start.
Get out of bed and do it. Put your fork down, your spoon, put your bowl of ice cream down and do it. And then put your ice cream out and eat it. But at least you've done it. You've ripped the muscle. You've started the rebuilding process. And if you keep doing that, even if it's small, baby steps, it's not like you have to go out and conquer the world in one night. But you got to at least take one little step. I'm preparing for a triathlon, the Ironman next year in June. And the thing that I feel like doing is I feel like waiting until next year. I feel like waiting until the spring. And when things start getting warm, the weather gets nice again, But, I'm pushing myself to do this very thing. I'm going swimming 7:45, 8 o'clock at night, and the last thing I feel like doing is getting wet. I'm figuring out how to go ride my freaking bike when it's like 32 degrees outside. And all these different things, that it's like the worst time ever to do it. But it's amazing that when you do some of these things, you start doing this, that all of a sudden, if you do it in one area, it starts affecting how you view and how you start making decisions you make in every area. It's amazing how connected we are. All the Vital 7 areas are connected. That's why I love being a Vital 7 success coach, because you've got to have every area dealt with and talk about them. If you have been knowing you need to get coaching and you need help, you need to be kicked in the pants to get going, then I'm ready to kick you in the pants. But you need to act now. Don't wait till don't even wait till you have the money. If you want it and you're committed to it, we'll work it out. I want you to commit to it and take action. And I'd rather have you do it when it's the worst time possible for you. That's when I started doing real coaching, when I was paying big bucks. I did not have the money, but I was determined. In fact, when I first talked to my coach, I asked him, he told me the price. I was like, how about a half price deal? Maybe instead of doing a call every week, we do an every other week. And so it was half price, but then he had to say one thing. He had to say one thing that changed my mind and got me pissed and got me going. And he said, that's for those who want to half-ass it.
So if you want to, he did give him the option.
That's the option. If you want to half-ass it, then there's options for half-asses and stuff. But I do not want, I'm going to be a full ass. I'm going to be a badass. I want my full badass. Okay, I don't want a half badass. What's that? Oxymoron. And stuff. And so, I want to be all in or I'm all out. And so, choose to go all in. Even if you're all in, it's just like a crawl. Or you're doing just the bar. There's no weight on your bar yet. Actually in some positions, that's all I'm doing. And in fact, some positions, forget the freaking bar. I got the little PVC pipe, I'm just doing that still. But as you purposely push with the right form and keep pushing through it, guess what? You're going to add more weight. Pretty soon you are going to be doing the big bar with, double 45s on both sides, no big deal. And, watching those crazy YouTube videos where they're just trying to find a hard way to do stuff anymore because, it's whatever anymore. And so that's what it's all about. That's our little talk for tonight. Our little message to you is to challenge you as we gear up for Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And being grateful and a time of gratitude. And then after that, as we speed up towards Christmas and then the new year, 2020 and stuff. We just want you, I want you, as I want for us, to be able to have a strong mentality, be strong mentally so we can be strong physically and be the best prepared for this new year so we can conquer it and reach your goals, your dreams, live your best you and reach your full potential and have the greatest contribution you can in this world. That's ultimately what we're here for, right? What we're all about. To be able to impact as many people as possible and have as much fun as possible. Live life to the fullest. And you're not going to live life to the fullest if you can't handle life.
Right.
That's the thing. That's the problem. So many of us don't live life to the fullest for real, but we don't live life, period, because we keep getting flattened by life. We get knocked over by life all the time. And how fun is that? And so we need to strengthen our mentality, our mindset, so we're not knocked out every day or all the time, every minute, by just whatever comes our mind. We can take mastery it, conquer it. And then if we can conquer the mind, your belief determines your behavior. You will start behaving the way you believe. And so that's the starting place. All right, let's go out and crush it. Go test your strength, your resolve, and go do one thing right now that you told yourself you're going to wait till
It's not too late.
till New Year's to do. I
Start
challenge
now.
you to go do it, and I challenge you to go start it tonight. Boom. And tell us what you're doing and how it
Please,
went,
yeah,
all right?
keep us-
We want
keep
some
us
interaction
posted.
here.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Good night.